Former head coach for the men's basketball team. He joins us on Wednesdays, talk a little hoops. Canes opened the season Monday with a win over Jacksonville, and they host Bethune-Cookman tomorrow night at the Watsco Center. Do you feel out of sorts, Coach, with college basketball season underway? I think you were at the Watsco Center on Monday. Do you feel out of sorts this time of year where, hey, I'm sitting here on a radio station. I should be putting a game plan together or something. Or are you the happiest you've been in a long time?
Well, I was out of sorts a few minutes ago when you complaining about a 70-year-old mother, your own mother.
My
Are you
mother,
kidding me?
may she rest in peace. But we went on a family trip. It was me, my wife, my son. We went to Jamaica, and my mother was with us. And it was like, oh, climb Dunn's River Fall. It's Dunn's River, people are putting on the chat. Climb Dunn's River Fall. They make it sound so easy. The whole time, the way he probably was chasing the 9-year-old, I'm just standing behind my mother. I'm like, she's going to fall down these falls. Nobody seems to care. It was ridiculous. Oh, we got to get some good pictures out of it, though.
Good memories, too, because you're laughing today. Hey, and on the game Monday night, I thought the Miami Hurricanes looked very good, very physical, very good defensively. I think Jai Lucas and his staff have done a tremendous job for the early part of the season, getting their team ready. Although Bethune-Cookman tomorrow night, they lost in overtime on Monday to Auburn. So they must be pretty good to go on the road to an SEC
to overtime, yeah,
and lose in overtime. So hopefully the Canes will be ready to go. Game time 7:00. I'll be there sitting courtside.
Do you miss it? Do you miss it? Is there something gnawing at you inside? You are a coach. Is there something gnawing at you, or have you gotten that point where you're like, wow, this feels great?
No, I enjoyed watching the game without having to worry about every decision that you have to make. What I miss is my coaching staff, my assistants, and I miss the players at practice, hanging out with them, hanging around. Hey, Hawk, right now, instead of hanging around with college-age kids, I'm hanging around with the 80-year-olds. It's a little bit different. The conversations are different.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I'm enjoying it.
A little pickleball? You got into pickleball yet?
No,
that's right there.
I got a bad background. I can't play tennis, pickleball, golf, or anything. I do ride the bike. I do a little weightlifting. And tonight I'm going to be speaking. I'm going to a dinner tonight hosted by the Posse Foundation. It's a group of high school scholars. These kids are all going to go to college on academic scholarships. They're all very, very bright. I'm going to be speaking at their dinner tonight at Key Biscayne Yacht Club. So I'm looking forward to that.
And Coach, to Hawk's point about, now watching games, like you say, almost as a fan. But when I watch football and somebody motions behind number 2, I automatically in the back of my mind say, watch the crosser, even if I don't say it out loud. Are you coaching just subconsciously where you'll be like, yeah, they got to pull number 12. He's a mismatch.
Yeah, you can't avoid that. You're still sitting on the sideline watching the game. I watched Duke last night against Texas, and you're watching the game. And funny thing is, you have one guy shooting lights out. Isaiah Evans is shooting lights out from 3. But I've watched a lot of college basketball games where nobody's making threes. So nobody's in midseason form. You're not going to know who is really good until they get into conference play. But I do enjoy going to the Watsco Center, sitting courtside, and not have to worry if we're going to win or lose.
Well,
I shouldn't say it like that. That doesn't sound. No, I want us to win. That's all there is to it.
But if they lose,
it's not on me. You can blame somebody else, but it's not on me.
Now, I don't know if you're aware of this, Crowder. Your number 3 Florida Gators are at the Watsco Center a week from this Sunday. It's a prime time matchup. Am I right on that, Coach?
No, they're on the road. They meet in Jacksonville, I think.
Well,
It's
that-
a
there
neutral
goes my
site
idea.
game.
There goes my idea of having a field trip with you and sitting courtside with you while we root against Crowder's Gators. You
We can
sure?
all ride up to Jacksonville together.
Yeah, you got a car big enough to hold us all? Jimmy, you're
I
coming?
do. Hey, I'd love that. That'd be fun.
That's not a home game at the Watsco Center?
No, I don't believe so. That's a neutral site game created for TV.
I already told my wife, I said, hey, I'm not going to be home on the 15th. I'm going with Coach L and Crowder, Lon and Jimmy. We're going to go watch a Canes Gators game. Well, I'm all disappointed.
Well, the good news is the following Sunday's Boy Scout Day against Delaware State, so we can all go.
We'll
and
put on our
watch.
Boy Scout outfits. We're all probably Boy Scouts. And Jimmy, you're still a Boy Scout? Are you active?
No, I'm not active. I
All
used
right.
to be.
That's a bummer. Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Speaking of winning and losing, he said that he's not responsible for the wins or losses. Coach L put up a good Wordle score today.
Yeah,
Up a better one.
tell him, Hawk.
I got a 2 on Wordle today. 2. Coach had 4 correct letters on his second guess, but he ended up with a 3. He couldn't cash that 2 today. Very close, Coach, but you have not yet beaten me in Wordle, correct?
No, I haven't beaten you, and I'm disappointed in that. And I'm trying to figure out how you cheat because I know you're cheating.
Oh, he's cheating, Coach. Guaranteed.
How do you do that? How do you cheat
No
Wordle?
cheating here. How dare you? So remember the conversation we were having last week was about the Heat. They had looked so good. And I said, can we determine anything about them yet? And you said, no. Got to wait, see how they look against some of these good West Coast teams. They lost to the Spurs. They lost to the Lakers. They beat your son's Clippers. And they've got the Nuggets tonight. So did we learn anything about the Heat?
Yeah, here's what you know. The West Coast is dynamic. I mean, those teams. OKC is undefeated right now.
Yeah.
They're playing great basketball. I think that the game tonight against the Nuggets, again, will be information that Spo and his staff can use. You keep talking about the big trades they're going to make in Ja Morant, and history tends to repeat itself. So I'm with Crowder with that. I mean, I think I like where the Heat are. I hope if they make a trade, it's for someone with great character, not a character you got to worry about off the court.
I like it.
Coach.
No, I was going to ask Coach, that culture thing, to your point about the character, could that really change a Ja Morant, who's I think's immature, or even a Zion who has an addiction to calories?
Well, in Zion's case, ask anyone. You guys know it. Ask anyone that you know that has a weight issue how difficult it is to lose the weight.
But he looks
and then
better
he's
this
constantly hurt. He only plays in about a third to a half of the games because he's hurt all the time. So I don't think that's a great investment in someone that you're relying on him because the best quality you have as a player, the best ability is availability. If the coach doesn't even know whether you're going to be able to play in that game, it's hard for him to coach and use you correctly. Ja Morant, immaturity, yeah, as you get older, you get a little more mature. And obviously the Heat culture is great for helping a guy with that, but I tend to believe history repeats itself.
Hey, Coach, I don't know if you've monitored the situation going on too much. If you've monitored, Kel'el Ware losing his starting spot, there's been some back and forth between him and Eric Spoelstra in terms of getting on the court. And I just wonder, like, when you're dealing with a talented young player, right? Eric Spoelstra and his coaching staff are dealing with a talented young player. They selected him in the first round, and they're seeing him play well, but not be as consistent as they've wanted him to be, and probably not be at the point in his progress where they wanted him to be already, despite it being early. Like, do you like how they're handling this, where they still have a short leash on a young guy like this? Or would you approach it a different way? I don't know, because it's just so fascinating to me. He's clearly mega talented, but man, they just get so angry with him so early, and they just have this short leash on him.
Yeah, I would never use that term. short leash. That refers to something I think is negative. I think in coaching, you're always dealing with the individual player and trying to figure out how to help him. And his personality and your personality as a coach or as a president, an owner, you're dealing with so many different kinds of personalities. And in Kel'el Ware, you have a kid who's talented, but you've said it, Solana, over and over again, but he's inconsistent. So how are you going to get more consistency out of him? Is it play him more? And will that more playing time lead to more success for the Heat or less? Because if he's not producing, you got to find someone else that will produce, because the bottom line is you want to win. And I think in Kel'el Ware, he's young.
What do you do when you have a plan before a season? We were talking about this because the Bulls have Kobe White coming back, but the Bulls are 6-1 and looking good. The Heat are running and gunning and looking good, and they've got Tyler Hero coming back. As a coach, do you say, hey, before the season, my plan was to have the ball in Tyler Hero's hands, and I'm not going to deviate from that, even if it might throw off the early season success that we're having? Or do you just ride the hot hand, I guess?
Well, I'll give you an example, because this is pertinent to the Tyler Hero case. When Lonnie Walker was a freshman and predicted to go in the first round in the NBA draft, but he got hurt in the summer, he was behind. And I felt what was best for him, he wasn't ready to play in November or December as a starter. So we brought him along very slowly. He moved into the starting lineup in the middle of January and then became our leading scorer. This is very different because Tyler Hero has been a stud for the Heat for the last several seasons. He knows what he's supposed to do. He should be able to hit the ground running as soon as he's physically able. And I don't think you take a step back then. It's actually a good step in the right direction to have a great player enter your lineup and give you 15, 20, 25 points each and every night, because he is a consistent scorer.
And coach, a guy like Hero, or a guy that we're used to watching him, be ball dominant and create shots and all of that. For him to just jump into a system where it's a lot of passing, that fast pace, that what the Heat are doing. I don't know if you watched Bam Adebayo explain their offense, where everybody just runs this big circle and guys cut every now and again. You knew what he was saying. I didn't. But would a great player that's used to having the ball in his hands, would he struggle in one of those type offenses where he might not get the ball for a couple possessions?
Yeah, you mentioned about Ja Morant not liking that system with the Memphis Grizzlies. To me, every player should understand it's not their job to decide what offense to run or what defense to play. It's their job to play as well as they can within that system, no matter what the system is. The player needs to adjust. The coach can't adjust to every single player. He's got 12, 14, 15 different guys. You can't change your offense just based on your personnel every possession. So I like the fast pace. I think getting into the open court and scoring before the other team's defense is set, because I think right now it is very, very hard to score when the other team is back 5-on-5 and you have to execute a play. At the NBA level, as talented as those guys, they're much better prepared to score in the open court. And I think Tyler Hero will be very, very comfortable playing in that style.
It's why it's genius by Spo, coach. I don't know, how much Heat basketball you've watched over the past couple of years, but their half court offense it made me sad at times watching it. I asked you last year, coach. It might have been in the playoffs when you came on. What do you need to see to put Jokic, the Joker, out in Denver, since the Heat are playing them tonight, in the conversation already of the top 3, top 5 centers of all time? And I told you, I think he's already up there based on style of play and accolades with Kareem, with Shaq, with Wilt, with Bill Russell. Like, I genuinely believe he's up there already. And you told me let's pump the brakes a little bit. Do you change your mind already watching what he's been doing at the start of the season? Like, what does he have to do? Because, I mean, he's averaging a triple-double again.
Who are you talking about, Solana?
Jokic, the Joker.
No, I didn't say that about Jokic last year. I said that about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA, I said we need to give him a little more time. If he wins the championship, and now, I mean, the guy is scoring. He scored over 20 points like for forever.
Right.
Jokic has been one of the best players in the world since I'll say year 2 in the NBA.
Right.
He is the man. I don't think there's a better basketball player. I don't care what position. He's got the combination of Larry Bird and Magic Johnson and Hakeem Olajuwon. His skills, his basketball IQ. No, he's one of the greatest of all time. I never said we got to wait on that guy. He already how many MVPs has he won?
3, I think. But I'm talking about putting him in the conversation with like
Kareem,
Shaq.
Yeah, he's there.
Okay. Maybe I remembered incorrectly, but I remember saying that last year during the show, and I thought there was some pushback from you, but maybe not. Maybe I remembered incorrectly.
Well, maybe I remember incorrectly because the moment I think of Kareem, I'm like, oh God, he was the best ever. No one could guard the guy. He was so good from the time I first saw him play in high school when he had 19 points in the first quarter of the New York City championship game against Rice High School in 1967. No, actually 1965. That was the first time I saw him in person. And every game after that, the guy, to me, he was the greatest. But, you know, Jokic is right there. The Michael Jordans, the LeBrons, all these guys, they're in such a special category. But if you misunderstood, I apologize. I didn't explain it very well.
Who is better, Michael Jordan or Josh Giddey? All right, we got to go, Coach. We'll talk to you next Wednesday.
That's a close one, Hawk. You got me there. I'm not sure.
Do some research.
Hard-hitting journalism, Coach. See you, Coach. We love you.
All right, guys.
There you go, Coach Larrañaga.